Hi, I'm Lynne with Softsquares. Today is December 10th, 2025. We are opening the B box of my Advent, which is a box put out by Softsquares. I do an A box and a B box, and the B box is 25 days, and we started opening that on the 1st of December. The A box is only 12 days, and that one will start opening on the 14th, and it will be part of this video series. So watch the thumbnail, and you'll see what exactly I'm opening. But if you have an A box, just hang tight. It's coming. But the goal is for them to both end on Christmas Day. So here we go. This is day 10. Bit soft and squeaky. All right, so you are getting 2 yards of Riley Blake Cloud. This is a really nice basic, and the reason I make sure that you know the color is because there's so many whites out there, and you want to make sure that they are the right ones. So here is the 2 yards of Riley Blake Cloud, and you can just leave your sticker on there. And let's read what the paper says. There are 2 yards of white fabric. The color is Cloud by Riley Blake Designs Confetti Cotton Line. Thread is available in this exact color. Wonderfill is a really high quality thread brand, and Riley Blake has partnered with them to make their threads. And so you're getting the top 30 colors, could be 40. I have to think about it. I think it's 40 of the confetti cotton colors that are available now in the confetti cotton thread line, which is a Wonderfill thread, and you can get it in the exact shade of this if you need it to be matchy. And I do carry it in the store, and I just ordered bobbins, size 15. Little side note, I got distracted because it's so cool. They have all those things of the same thread color. So anyway, there's that. Let's see what the elf has to say about day 10. I am in the clouds on this one. Have you used this before? I am loving all these extras to add to my quilting area. I will have to keep the other elves away from taking my goodies. Our elf is cute. So, let's do a bow. Let's pick a bow. I-17. I-17. Let's talk about the quilt that's behind me. I am drawing a blank right now exactly what it is called, but I will tell you this was a block of the month through Annie's Kit Club, and I did it a couple years ago. I also did a video series on it, and after I was done with it, I went a step farther and I embellished it above and beyond what they suggested. This is definitely a wall quilt, not to ever be used, because I've got little crystals here. You can see it as I touch it and the light reflects it. There's also a little white polka dot in the background, so it still looks like snow, but then you get the reflection of that. I put little sequins up here, and I also am seeing that some of them have fallen off. And when I fold this quilt, it's like the only quilt that I do that I fold it inside, ends to keep all the pieces together. Because I like to see what quilt it is, so when I store the quilt, I don't have the backing. I don't know about you, but I've seen it both ways. I just prefer to see the quilting or the quilt front on a folded quilt, except this one. I don't do that. So you guys will have to tell me how you store your quilts. If you store it facing inward, meaning this part's inside, or the backing on the outside. Just curious. All right. Anyway, back to this. This has a bow, and then I put a button on it. This is also a bow with a button on it. This is applique. So I machine stitched it down with a blanket stitch, and I changed the threads. And then I have buttons on my trees. And these are 3 different pieces, and it's all applique, top stitch applique. So is my gingerbread house, and I put snow on the rooftop. I mean, the white is the snow, but on top of that, I put crystals. So there's gray and white crystals, and they're really good at falling off too. I don't have to set them any better than I have. I wonder if there's like a setting spray, especially if this does not need to be washed. You guys have any ideas on that? Let me know. Anyway, so I put that across the top of that, and then across the top of the little clumps of snow at the bottom just to give it more snowy look. And I stuck a button in the middle of my lollipop tree. This is a vine with lights on it, and this is applique. And then this one right here is applique as well. I was so excited I had to show you this one first, but I didn't talk about it. So I put the buttons on it, and then we've got the little crystal in the background, and then he's actually holding a button because he's decorating the tree. But that is applique. And he actually has a carrot nose and 2 little button eyes. It is a snow globe. I don't know if you saw that. I forgot it was up front because I'm just so focused on the details. Like, oh yeah, Over here we have pinwheels with buttons in the middle. We have our little stars and trees, just not paper piece, just piecing. We have this block right here that's just pieced. And then I have just, I did make the pattern the way it says. However, when I squared things up, I wanted them to be square. And sometimes they were not big enough. So when I put my quilt together, I elaborated and put extra, matching fabric next to us. Like right here, we have a little strip of that. And I'm showing my mistake, but I don't think it matters. But so I actually centered it and put it on both sides of this block. Because it didn't quite stretch, but that's a way you can fix blocks. I don't know if you guys have had that problem before, or if it's just me. This is applique. This is Rudolph. He's got a button nose, a real button nose, button eyes. He likes these top stitch applique. And I did with this house top, like I did with the gingerbread, where he's got on the snow, there's the crystals that make it texture and look really cute. And same with that. Now I did do a blanket stitch in a gold thread to make his reins. So I didn't hand stitch it, but these are, like I said, a little zigzag stitch with the gold. I kind of jumped around, but up here he's got button eyes, a button on his shirt or his chest, and then a button there. The buttons are fun. I think I added a lot of embellishments to this. We've got poinsettias right here. We've got a bowl, a mixing bowl. You can see the rolling pin and the spoon. Those are really hard to see on the video, but they are really cute. And then the gingerbread, and those are all appliqued. And then I put a bow on him. He's got a top stitch bow. And then this is rickrack, and I actually had to cut the rickrack out to put it on there. It didn't add rickrack. It was actually part of the thing. Now I'm looking at it because I'm second guessing myself. Nope, I do remember that. Go back and watch that video. I believe you can still get this kit. It is so fun. It's one of my favorite quilts. It took me a year to make it because of being a block of the month and you have to wait for it to come. But it was so fun. And then just embellishing it on top of it. That's so much fun. All right, there's more down here. We've got two mittens facing each other, and then I put these felt trees on it just to have something on them. Then down below, I don't know if you can see very well, but there's snowmen, and they're having a snowball fight down there. They're pulling a wagon, and there's snowballs, which are buttons. This is all appliqued on here. They've got button nose, and on the buttons on his chest, I put button on his hat, button nose and eyes, and there's buttons there. He's got carrots. He took somebody's nose, but nobody's missing a nose. I think he has an extra nose. Anyway, he's wearing one and he's holding one. This one's got a snowball in his hand, a button, and there's one that dropped down here, but these guys are both loaded with their arms ready to pitch balls at each other. And there's a button on his hat, this tree, the applique, the whole thing down here. The buttons on the tree, the snowman again. He's got a yo-yo. Use a button in the yo-yo. And then this guy right here, he's got earmuffs, and the button was the earmuff, and he's also playing with the yo-yo. It was so fun. So fun. I love this. And yeah, if I could do it, I'd have it up all year round because I'm so proud of it, and I had so much fun with it. But this is my quilt of the day. I'm drawing a blank as to what it's called, but it is Annie's Kit Club, and I do have a video series on it. So if you really want to know what it is, check back to my videos. But I had a lot of fun.